The past 2 days in Philadelphia sports have been enough to drive the fans absolutely bonkers, absolutely crazy. It's been that bad, and I'm talking about two different teams right here. The two teams that are not a part of this conversation are the Sixers because they're going in the right direction this season, and they look like they're going to be an exciting team. And the Flyers, the same situation with the Sixers. They look like they're going to be an exciting team. I'm talking about the Eagles and the Philadelphia Phillies right now. The Eagles I talked about yesterday with their game against the Green Bay Packers, and suddenly we have a quarterback controversy right now, and I don't want to get into that discussion because that's something for another day. Today I want to talk about the Philadelphia Phillies baseball organization and how much of a dumpster fire franchise that this goddamn organization is. This organization is such an embarrassment. They have no idea what they're doing. Absolutely zero, zilch, nada. They have no clue how to run a baseball team. John Middleton, literally with a finger stuck in his ass right now, complaining to the media that, oh, boo-hoo, we lost $2 billion, when that number was nowhere close to that amount. I think the exact amount was like in the $147 million range. Granted, $147 million is a lot of money. But it's not $2 billion, and you got John Middleton basically crying right now that he lost all of this money when the entirety of baseball lost money during the entire 2020 shortened season. Every team in baseball lost money. And do you see every team complaining that they lost money? No, you only see the Phillies and John Middleton complaining that they lost money, and they're not going to do anything about it. Basically, John Middleton is putting an excuse out there that he's not going to fix anything. He is not going to do anything at all to help this organization as the rest of the division gets better. The Braves, they're the best team in the NL East, and they're going to be for a very long time. The Marlins, they are an up-and-coming franchise. They surprised everyone during the shortened season. They are an exciting team to watch, and the Phillies helped them by trading them Sixto Sanchez. And then the Mets are going to get better because they hired an owner that actually knows how to run a baseball organization, and he wants to help them. And he gave them more money to spend, and they are going to spend that money. Expect one of the top free agents on the market to head over to the New York Mets. And that's not going to be very exciting, isn't it? And the Nationals, they're definitely going to get some players back because some players sat out during the 2020 season. So if they get some of those players back, I expect the Nationals to be a much better team. And who knows, maybe they tap into the free agent market as well. And here stands the Philadelphia Phillies, a borderline 500 team, a fourth place baseball team, and credit could be a fifth place baseball team because one, the NL East is getting much better, and the Phillies are just sitting on their asses doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. And they still need to find a GM because they fired Matt Klentak, thank God, but they basically put an interim in his place that is Matt Klentak 2.0. And there were talks about them going after Theo Epstein when he did step down from his place with the Chicago Cubs, but there were reports that he said no to the Phillies offer because he wants to take the year off to spend time with his family. And I respect that decision from Theo. And in my opinion, the Phillies cannot wait a year. They cannot wait an entire season to find a president of baseball operations to replace Andy McPhail and also a GM. I don't expect them to find that throughout this entire offseason. They're not going to, but God, by hope they should, because they're a dumpster fire right now. They are a trash organization. They can't develop talent. They can't draft well. And whew, that bullpen. How was that historically embarrassing bullpen approved on at the beginning of the season saying, yeah, that's a bullpen that's going to help us compete in this division. And it's funny, too. The Phillies couldn't make the playoffs in a shortened season with an expanded playoffs. The Phillies are one of the more laughable organizations in baseball right now. You could have put the Houston Astros in that category because they cheated, but guess what? The Astros are still a good baseball team. They're still a good run baseball team. They have good players, and they were a win away from making the World Series. Yes, the Astros are laughable because they cheated, but they are still a good baseball team. The Phillies right now, they are laughable because they have no idea in the direction that they're going right now. They're just sitting on their asses right now, crying, playing sorry for themselves at this point because, ooh, we lost so much money when every other team lost money too during the 2020 season. It's ridiculous. It's sad. It's embarrassing. John Middleton is an absolute fraud and he has no idea what he's doing. He wants to bring his goddamn trophy back to Philadelphia. Well, I think the best way for him to bring his goddamn trophy back to Philadelphia is to sell the damn franchise to an owner that actually wants to help this team progress. Because John Middleton right now is doing absolutely nothing to help this team progress. And there were reports that came out yesterday, which made a bunch of Phillies fans angry, was the reports that Zack Wheeler was on the trade block. What? You literally just signed this guy to be the top two, the A and B situation, the 1-2 pitching staff with Aaron Nola. And now he's already on the trading block? What direction are you trying to go to? And the funny thing is, John Middleton stepped right in after all the fan outrage, and he specifically spoke to Jim Salisbury of NBC Sports Philadelphia that all the rumors of Zack Wheeler being on the trading block were false. And there was no ounce of truth to it. And maybe, yes, some of that could be true, but do I believe John Middleton? Hell no! I don't believe any goddamn word that John Middleton speaks out of his goddamn mouth. It looks like spending that stupid money a couple of years ago. Look at where you got you right now. Bryce Harper was absolutely lied to. Bryce Harper was scammed when he came to the Phillies. He was promised by Matt Klentak, John Middleton, that we're building a great team. We're going to be competitive for so many years. We're going to be making the playoffs. We're building a team to win a championship. Yada, 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 yada. Bryce Harper was absolutely scammed. And I feel bad for this guy because he signed a 13-year deal to stay with this team for 13 years. And I know there's some people that say Bryce Harper should ask for a trade out of the city. I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm not saying it's going to happen in like the near future, but you never know. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens if the team keeps going down this direction, if they keep going down this spiral of dumpster fire, because I feel bad for Bryce Harper because Bryce Harper is nowhere close to the problem. He is the victim here. Bryce Harper is the victim of this terrible organization. Terrible organization. The Phillies, and basically John Middleton stated when they lost $2 billion that, okay, we lost $2 billion. We're not going to go after JT Realmuto. I mean, I know JT, he was going to demand a lot of money on the market. And I feel like if you don't sign JT Realmuto, you can use that money to sign other players of important positions to this baseball club. There was a catcher from the Chicago White Sox that was available in free agency, James McCann. That would have been a good replacement for JT Realmuto. And the Phillies did absolutely nothing to try and go after him. Absolutely nothing. I think the Mets tried to go after him. I'm not sure if they actually got him. They probably did. I have no idea. But it just shows to you that the Phillies aren't trying anything right now. And the reports that Zack Wheeler being on the trade market, I think I also saw something today on Twitter that said the teams are offering the Phillies stuff for Aaron Nola and Rhys Hoskins. Do I believe that? Yes, take it with a grain of salt. But, anything that comes from this Phillies organization, you can't believe the Phillies. Honestly, I believe the beat reporters that are talking about the Phillies more than the actual team. Because I can't believe any type of word that comes out of John Middleton's mouth. I cannot. This team cannot draft well. They cannot scout talent. They don't know how to develop talent. And it's just absolutely terrible. And they spend their money on B-level players. B-level players, they are good players, but are they players that can get you over the top? Bryce Harper, he's an A-level type of player. Andrew McCutchen, past his prime, B-level type of player. Yes, he brought something important to this team before he got injured, but then during the 2020 season, he wasn't himself. He was coming off of that ACL injury. B-level type of player. Didi Gregorius came over, was a great signing for the Phillies, but is he something that can get you over the top? No, he's more of a B-level type of player. JT Realmuto, he's an A-level type of player, but the Phillies definitely not going to sign him. I expect JT Realmuto to go sign with the Mets or something like that. Go sign with the Yankees or something like that. Some team that is going to pay JT Realmuto the money that he wants. The Phillies aren't going to sign him. I just don't expect it whatsoever. And then knowing me when I'm talking about this, the Phillies will sign JT Realmuto tomorrow, but that's definitely not the way this franchise is going in right now. It's just absolutely not. That's reality at this point. And going back to the talk about the Phillies not being able to draft well, Matt Klentak, during his entire tenure as the Phillies GM, he was terrible at the draft. He could not he could not evaluate talent. He could not find the proper players. Yes, we got lucky when we drafted Alec Bohm, but with a first overall pick in 2016, you drafted Mickey Moniak. The guy sucks. Mickey Moniak is a terrible baseball player. At most, his ceiling is a bench player. He is not a starter in Major League Baseball. And by God, I hope he can prove me wrong, because I don't want to hate Mickey Moniak. But the guy sucks. He absolutely sucks. Alec Bohm was too good to hurt in development. That's why he was so good this season. And I hope to God that he can continue to be absolutely fantastic. Thank God he was a Rookie of the Year candidate for the National League. Hopefully Alec Bohm can continue to be great. Yeah, the prospects that Matt Klentak drafted in his past draft, they are interesting. The pitcher that they got in the first round, he's more of a project type of pitcher. He does have a lot of upside. But once again, it comes down to, can the Phillies properly develop the guy? Because their scouts are terrible, their development is terrible, and hopefully this guy that they drafted in the first round, he's like Alec Bohm, where he's too good to hurt. And hopefully some of the other guys that they drafted in the later rounds too, because they got some guys that fell into the second round, they got some guys that fell into the third round, and the guy that they selected in the fifth round, a major power bat, hopefully those guys can turn out to be something and move up into this organization in the near future. But the problem with this team right now is they're just not good. They're not good enough. They are a mediocre team. And when you're in the stage of mediocrity, in my opinion, mediocrity is worse than being a bad team. It's worse than being a bad team. Because when you're a bad team, at least the expectation is you don't have any expectations. You're just a team that's rebuilding at that point, and the Phillies somehow screwed up the rebuilding process as well. When you're a good team, you have expectations to make the playoffs, and when you are a good team, you probably will make the playoffs. But when you're a mediocre team, you get false expectations, you get false hopes from the team, and then you end up disappointed when the season comes to an end. That's what happened with the Phillies the past 2 seasons. 2019, we made all these signings, we made these trades, we made the team better. Oh, we were expected to win the NL East. We were expected to make the playoffs. Didn't happen. 4th place team, below 500. Same thing was going to happen in 2020. We were expected, the Phillies could probably make the playoffs in a shortened, expanded playoff roster. 4th place team, below 500 once again. The Phillies have not had a winning season since 2011. They have not had a winning season in 9 years? That's embarrassing. That's terrible. That's laughable. And they haven't made the playoffs since 2011. I think they are the team in Major League Baseball that has the longest playoff drought at this point. I think they are, because I think the Padres at first were the team with the longest drought. Now it was the Marlins that had the longest drought, and they broke it. Then the Padres broke it. Now the Phillies are the team with the longest playoff drought in baseball, and who knows how long that drought is going to last, because I believe it's going to last for a while. It's going to last a very long time, and I don't expect it to get any better. I just don't. The entire NL East is better than this goddamn team. The Braves are better. The Mets are better. Hell, the Marlins are better. The Nationals are better than this team. I feel bad for Bryce Harper. I feel bad for every single player on this team. I feel bad for Joe Girardi. He was brought into this damn mess. He was. Oh my God. It's so bad. It is so bad with this team right now. I'm about to resign as a fan of the Philadelphia Phillies. And yes, that is me being overly dramatic. Yes, I will watch every game next season because I am a lunatic. I am a lunatic watching this damn team because I'm going to watch Bryce Harper. I love Bryce Harper. But he was lied to. He was lied to. So lied to. And I wouldn't be surprised that in the near future, if this team does not make any type of progression in the right direction, that who knows, maybe he asks for a trade out of the city. I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't blame him whatsoever. Bryce Harper loves his fan base. He loves playing in Philadelphia. But I sure hope that he hates playing for this damn front office, because this front office lied to him. Remember during the beginning of the 2020 season where he was shouting during practices to sign JT. He was wearing t-shirts that said sign JT. Bryce Harper is going to be pissed. We all know he is going to be pissed. He loves Alec Boehm. He loves Spencer Howard. And also to go on Spencer Howard, I don't want to give up on the kid yet, but he showed me nothing during the 2020 season. I don't want to give up on him. It's way too early to give up on him. But he showed me absolutely nothing. When you see a bunch of other rookie pitchers throughout baseball that were actually pitching really good, and we have a top pitching prospect that comes up and does absolutely nothing, it doesn't give you much hope, does it? It just doesn't. And then you see one of the top pitching prospects that you had in your organization, that you traded for JT Realmuto, absolutely dominate with another team in your division. Makes you wonder. Makes you absolutely wonder that the Phillies just cannot evaluate talent. They gave up on Sixto Sanchez. They did, and they traded him for JT Realmuto. And the funny thing is, and the one thing I do want to think about too is, if the shortened season never happened and they actually had a full-fledged season, would the Phillies have been able to re-sign JT Realmuto? Would they have been able to? That is a question right there. But now that we're at the moment that we are, and COVID did happen, and it's still happening at this point, and the shortened season happened, and the Phillies, quote-unquote, lost $2 billion when they didn't, how are they going to fix this team? Is John Middleton even going to look to fix pieces in his organization? Is he even going to try to fix anything in his organization? Are they even trying to find a general manager to help run this team properly? I have no hope for this team at all. I have no hope whatsoever. I have no hope for this next season until they actually show me that they're trying to improve this team. Because what am I going to be excited for? Andrew Knapp as the starting catcher at this point. Scott Kingery as the everyday starting second baseman. And like I said, it's the same thing for me with Spencer Howard. I don't want to give up on Scott Kingery, but 2 out of his first 3 seasons with the Phillies in the Major League Baseball, Scott Kingery has been terrible with the bat. He has been abysmal at the plate. He had 1 good season at the plate. The past 2 seasons, well, his first 2 out of 3 seasons, he was terrible at the plate. Am I going to be excited for Adam Hazley in center field, Rowan Quinn, Gene Segura? The only players I could be excited for, Alec Boehm, Bryce Harper, hopefully Zack Wheeler and Aaron Nola if they're on this team. Zach Eflin, maybe. Oh yeah, we brought back Vince Velasquez too. But definitely had to tender Vince Velasquez because he's definitely one of those pitchers that we just need for this organization. Am I supposed to be hopeful for his bullpen too? No, I'm not supposed to be. Because they gave me no hope whatsoever. When you have one of the worst bullpens in the history of baseball, there is no hope. There is no hope for this team whatsoever right now. And they have not proven anything to this fan base. They have not. This fan base deserves much better. And you know what the funny thing is? No one cares. No one in Major League Baseball feels bad for the Phillies. They don't. And I expect that. And they shouldn't feel bad for us because we are a laughingstock. We are an absolute laughingstock at this point. Man, it is bad. It is absolutely terrible right now with the Philadelphia Phillies. It's laughable. It's so sad that it's laughable at this point. Do I expect him to do anything during his winter meetings in the offseason for anything good to happen? No. If something good does happen, I'll have to pinch myself to even make sure it's believable. But that's where I stand. I have no hope for this team whatsoever because they are a dumpster fire. John Middleton is a fraud, and there is no hope. There is no hope whatsoever. Sell the team. Sell the team to an owner that actually wants to help this organization. That's where I stand right now. Sell the damn team. I feel like that's the only way you can make this team better. John Middleton at the front, I don't see this team getting better at all. I just don't. So, what are your thoughts on this video? What are your thoughts on the Phillies and the rumors about Zack Wheeler yesterday? What are your thoughts on this team in general? Do you have any hope whatsoever for this team? Do you think Bryce Harper was lied to? I want to hear your thoughts. So don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to follow the Painted Lions, which I am a part of right now. I put their links in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to check out the merch for the Fired Up podcast. And I will see you next time.